Hello my beautiful friends, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to make today's video just a little bit different than what I've been posting because I do want my channel to be all about mental, emotional, physical, and everything wellness and health. So I want to give you guys some fitness tips today, specifically that have to do with nutrition and gut health, because these are probably the two most foundational, fundamental things that you should know when you are getting started on your fitness journey or learning to heal yourself in a holistic way. So the first thing I want to touch on is the importance, of course, of food and nutrition. So I'm sure you've heard the saying that the gut is like the second brain, and pretty much all illness and disease starts in our gut. I truly believe this is true because when we have an imbalance in our gut, we're not able to absorb nutrients and we're not able to assimilate our foods. And of course, when we're not getting nutrients, that causes problems down the line within the rest of our vital organs and our skin and our mental health and everything else. So the first tip I have for you guys is to do a food allergy scan of some kind, whether this be getting blood work done or going somewhere where they do test for food allergies. And the reason I say this is because if you are eating something or some sort of food that is causing your gut to create inflammation, or it's creating like micro tears in your intestinal lining, this is gonna make it to where it can't heal. And if it's not healing, then we're not healing anything. So start with the gut, make sure that you're taking away problematic foods. The easiest way to do this, of course, is getting a test to see if you have any specific food intolerances, because for me personally, I had quite a few things that were considered healthy that came up on my food scan that actually disturbed my gut, that when I removed them from my diet, it made a huge difference. So that's why I wanted to make this number one, because it will make a huge difference. The second one I want to say is removing the things that we already know are not good for us, like obviously processed foods, sugars, at least simple sugars, things like white sugar and things like that. And then I would say things like gluten, that's another one that you want to stay away from. Yes, and of course corn can be another one that is aggravating on the gut lining. And I would recommend that you try even doing an elimination diet, something like Whole30, because what happens is for 30 days, you're going to remove certain foods from your diet. And then after 30 days, you're gonna start to slowly incorporate those things back in. This has been a really helpful thing in my life because, for example, I was eating a lot of fiber, specifically beans and legumes, that were actually hurting me because when I removed them from my diet for 30 days and started to incorporate them back in, I started to have tons of bloating, and I could just tell that my body didn't really like those types of things. So try that out. It will help you a lot to see what really works well with your body and what just has the easiest process and creates the least amount of disruption in the gut, and that's gonna help you out a lot. The third tip that I wanna touch on, or fourth, I don't even know which one I'm on right now, but is taking a quality probiotic, because most people have an imbalance in their gut bacteria and their gut microbiome. And so it's very important for us to have a good quality probiotic just to help replenish the good bacteria, especially if you're someone who's been on antibiotics, because antibiotics mess with your natural balance of bacteria because it kills the good and the bad. So if you are someone who has recently got off antibiotics or you've been on them a lot in your life, make sure that you're taking a good quality probiotic. And then you can add in foods like sauerkraut or kimchi. Those are also foods that have good prebiotics and probiotics that help keep that gut bacteria alive, because that is another thing that will really help you just metabolize better, and then the digestive process will go a lot smoother when you have, the bacteria and the things that you need to digest your food. And then another supplement I'd recommend is maybe even just getting a good quality digestive enzyme. This has been very helpful for me, once again, because for a lot of my life, I have not eaten enough food. And when you start to increase your calories and you're adding in, especially things like proteins that are a little bit harder for the body to break down, and it requires more stomach acid to break those things down, and a lot of us have low stomach acid, then when you add in a digestive enzyme, it just helps you break down that food. So this is something that I recommend pretty much to everyone, because It doesn't hurt to have extra digestive enzymes just to help you break down your food. It's gonna help you absorb more of the nutrients from your food and just make the digestive process easier. I especially recommend this to anybody out there who's going through like a bulking phase in their life, or you're just eating a lot of food in general. This will just make it easier for your digestive system to process everything. And then the last thing I wanna mention in this video is just doing the best that you can to reduce the stress in your life, because I'm sure you've heard this before. When we have high stress or high cortisol, this affects the way that our body processes food. And I'm actually gonna make a whole nother video on cortisol and how to reduce cortisol, because it's much deeper than just food. But in this video, I just wanna touch on cortisol and just overall stress in general. So do things that you can, do things that you know will help you reduce stress, whether it be, going on a morning walk, or practicing meditation daily, or yoga, or breathwork exercises, things that will help you just maintain a lot more, just a calmer state and more peace, because stress does affect the way that you digest, and it affects the way that we process food. And of course, all of this is all connected in how healthy we are. So I hope these tips helped you out, and I hope that you guys will get some good information from this video. And of course, if you want to let me know in the comments if there's anything else that you want to learn from me, or if there's any questions you have revolving around fitness or nutrition, I would love to answer those in a future video. I would love it if you give me a like, because it does help my channel grow. And I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye.